So following the law is a very important thing, and we don't find much of that in our current government. In our governor or in our mayor, either one. So we've got plenty of law-abiding citizens that would like to protect themselves, protect their family. Our governor is saying no. It's just fine to have folks living on the streets, just fine to be a sanctuary city, invite everybody to come here, particularly the drug gangs. We've had about enough of this kind of government. We've got to have a new government soon.
Thank you. Commissioner J. Block, Sandoval County. You know, the governor, in her 5 years, 4.5 years in office, she has closed our schools, prevented us from going to church, closed our businesses, and now here she is taking away our Second Amendment rights. And we cannot let this stand. You know, the public health emergency is really on the southern border. And when the governor took office, she took our National Guard away from the southern border. So now we have fentanyl and drugs that are destroying our families, and now we have high crime, and the governor, once again, didn't do anything in her first term with the incredible crime bills that died in committee put forward by Republicans like Bill Ream and Stephanie Lord and so many others, and Senator Gallegos. The governor did nothing, and now here she is grabbing for more power. And the beauty of this is not about Republicans or Democrats or independents. Even the highest law enforcement official in New Mexico, the Attorney General, has said he will not defend her. And I want to thank Attorney General Torres, DA Bregman, who came out against her. Also, Sheriff Allen here in Bernalillo County, who did the right thing. Multiple state reps and senators are coming out against the governor. Democrats, by the way. That is us coming together as Constitution-loving Americans, unlike this governor, which is why I support the articles of impeachment against the governor. And I ask the governor to resign. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I also want to thank you for being here. I was with Congressman Pierce or Chairman Pierce on the way up here. We had a lot of good time to talk. It's somewhere around 325 miles from Eunice to here. But one of the things that just kept coming to mind for me is if the problem here in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County is the violence. She's talking about the shootings and the violence here. Why would she, using her statement, says the governor says she didn't expect criminals to follow the order. If it's about crime, and she's had opportunity, as Chairman Block was talking, Commissioner Block was talking, we've had opportunity in Santa Fe to fix these things. She's not willing. But now she's making a point to take away the law-abiding citizens' sidearms, their firearms, what they use to protect their families. I just wanted to give you a briefing of what we're doing. So I know that we've got 3 to 4 lawsuits already being filed. The House Republican Caucus and the Senate Republican Caucus have their own. We're hoping to merge everybody to have one huge voice against the governor. We in Lee County are starting to look at ordinances to protect our communities and our county. And we're hoping that'll go across the state. And then you have Representative Lord and Block that are actually starting the impeachment process. I think that it's going to take all of these and all of you to be able to stand up against the governor and say, we've had enough. New Mexico is better than this. New Mexico right now is being looked at by the whole country and probably the world in a really, really bad light. So I ask you to continue the fight with us so that we can protect every New Mexican in the state, not just the one on the 4th floor at the Capitol. Thank you.
The Republican Party of New Mexico will drop tomorrow the lawsuit against the governor. Somebody has to be a voice for the people, and we will do that. Now, our lawyer has said there will be many people going after the shiny object. That is the Second Amendment. He said that's going to get overturned immediately. But he said the bigger problem is her mandate that she claims gives her the right to violate the Constitution. I don't want anybody to move, but I want to see if we can run that video over here. It's 25 seconds.
Everything is a public health
Turn it
issue.
up.
Gun violence is a public health issue. Poverty is a public health issue. Environmental consequences from energy is a public health issue. All of these disenfranchised populations, all of the equity barriers are all public health issues. And when we address those, our economy is better, our families are stronger, our risks are fewer.
Do you hear what she's saying? That gun violence is a health problem, and she has now invoked an executive order based on a public health order. But she also says environmental consequences. She should be able to shut down oil and gas production. At that point, teachers in this state take a 50% pay cut because oil and gas provides 50% of the tax base for this state, and she has no way to replace it. She also says that she can take your paycheck. She can take your savings account in order to have equity in our financial status. Is that the country we want to live in? No. I will tell you no. I have traveled in totalitarian countries. I've traveled in Russia. I've traveled in China. I gave a speech to the parliament in Belarus where they were trying to get loose from totalitarianism and move toward freedom. And I will tell you, having seen totalitarian up close, this action by the governor speaks of totalitarianism right here in this country and in this state, and we will not stand for it. The governor says she has the right to disobey the Constitution, that it doesn't apply in all circumstances. I would beg to disagree with her. A Constitution is merely a contract. This contract of the Constitution, our founding fathers set up as a contract between the people and the government. Always in a contract, the lesser party is protected and the more powerful party has its rights limited. In every contract, the wealthy, the strong, the powerful never need a contract. If you want to build a house, you're going to get a contract with the person going to build it. You're the lesser party. He doesn't need the contract. You need when he puts in bad things. So our Constitution was set up to protect our rights. The First Amendment is this right that we're expressing right here, the right to assemble without being impeded by the government. If she can stop the gun rights, she can stop us from gathering. That same First Amendment is your right of the press to be able to speak plainly to the people. If she can take away the gun rights, she can take away the power of the press. If she can take away that, she can take away the power of our ability to worship the way that we want to. The Constitution, it limits the power of the federal government. It limits her power. And she says plainly over and over that there are exceptions to the Constitution. I'm sorry, the exceptions have to be written into contracts. They can't be just thrown in there by some governor that wants to prove her power to the entire world. I'm sorry, but I'm standing four square with a group that wants to impeach her. She should be out of office right now.